Hello, welcome to UK GK TV. I'm Bill Voice. This is
Dave Nicholson.
And this is
I'm Gary Walgus.
Yes, it's an absolutely stunning day, and you can see the daylight coming in through the door there, which is like something we don't normally get in Northwich. Do we?
No. Before we go any further, I want to get a special guest in. We all go on about the hobby being a dying hobby, and we all go on about it for the old dudes like us. We've got a really old dude whose birthday is next Tuesday that I want to introduce to our viewers, which fills me full of open optimism.
Who does?
Come on in, Harry.
You ready?
Come here, my mate. This is Harry.
Hello.
This is Harry.
He goes to the paint shop, and it's his birthday on
Tuesday.
How old are you, mate?
10.
So this is the future, the hobby guys. This is what we've got to cultivate.
Yep. This is the most important thing in the world. Is anything that needs to be moved on, we need young people doing
This
it.
is a guy we've got him trained well. If he ever gets into trouble at school for anything we said on a Sunday, whose fault is it?
Dave Rusty.
Brilliant, super trained. Have a good one, my mate. You look after yourself.
Yeah,
Take
you
care.
take care, mate.
Harry.
It's
Happy
great
birthday,
seeing you.
mate.
Cheers.
Okay, guys. So
That's optimistic, isn't it?
very, very good.
Yeah.
It's nice to see youngsters coming in
For
the
somebody
hobby.
that young to do what he does, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? Because he's way ahead of the game when I was at that
He's so
age.
clever, though, isn't he?
Clever lad, absolutely clever lad.
He knows what he's doing. He knows everything about everything. The guy does. He's such a joy to be with. He talks all the time.
He
So
does
that-
talk all the time, but it's usually quite interesting. I've learned a lot from him.
Yeah. Well, that's the future. That's the future.
That's the future.
Which takes us on to the past.
Yeah.
As you might have known from the UKGK site, there was a passing away of one of the guys, the founder members of the UKGK scene, the garage kit scene in the UK, a guy called Tony James. For those of you who didn't know Tony was a character. He was fantastic. He was just brilliant when he goes. We met him several times. He had, like everybody else, he had his faults, like we all did. But genuinely, if it hadn't have been for him, the garage kit scene in the UK would have not been.
He successfully single-handedly relieved me of a lot of money over the years. And the good thing about him was, because he knew I was kind of in the hobby as well as like a punter, he did remember what I'd bought last time off him. So last time off him, I bought two polar light, not polar lights, Aurora kind of repops of a cave bear and a saber-tooth tiger. And he said, "Oh, you were looking at that Harryhausen one last time, weren't you?" And it was the big box 3 skeleton, and I think he regretted not selling that to me because he was close.
It's superb.
I remember a couple of trips going down with Dave, back, years and years ago, and I'd heard all about Tony, never met him, and saw his adverts all the time in Model and Collector's Mart. And went down, absolute character, and his shop was like Aladdin's cave when he got down
his
there.
stall, when you went into his stall, he had that stall where you walk in, and then it's wall to wall.
Yeah.
John was there last time, and he bought this like Egyptian princess, and I was in there in his little alcove looking at.
Can't get out spider's web.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking at it, thinking, oh yeah. And then John was in there, and Alpha went back to the stall, and then John came, "Look what I've bought off Tony. Yeah. I've been looking for this for years."
Superb.
So,
he looked like Boise, but he looked like Boise.
He did. He looked like.
But for you guys over the pond, Boise's a character from a sitcom years ago. He looked like Boise, but he acted like Del Boy, didn't he?
Yeah, he was
character.
He was absolute. He was an absolute. There was two guys that I remember in the early days. One of them was Tony, and one of them was Gary Wilson. One of the creatures. These guys helped me along the way in the early days. So big loss to us guys. Big loss.
Yeah, shame.
And we need to all accept that we're all getting older.
Yeah.
We all need to get on. We all need to put differences behind us. It's a small hobby. We all need to look after each other. It's a good community.
So is his little business going to carry on? Or
I've no idea. We'll know in November. We'll know in November when we go to the thing. When we go to IPMS.
Okay.
But Tony and your family, our feelings are with you. Guys, condolences.
Our condolences.
You'll be missed. You'll be missed, mate. Hours of banter with the guy. Hours. But good guy. So a true legend over here, sadly missed. On to the next thing up now, which is next weekend. First, all three of us are going up.
Yeah, we'll be in Rotherham, and on Saturday you'll see us, all three of us, at Rotherham. It's called
Horrorcon.
Not for the love of horror.
No, that's November.
That's November. because I'm looking at my calendar, looking at these things. For Love of Horrors, Manchester, isn't it?
Manchester.
For the Love of Horrors, the
Manchester.
Bowler Centre in Manchester.
And this is HorrorCon at Magna Centre.
Yeah.
The Magna Centre is like an exhibition centre, which is an old steelworks.
Yeah.
The building itself is a fascinating thing, and if you
great
go up
building.
there and park outside, the parking's really good. It's really cheap. It's a great show. The food's reasonably priced. I've scoped this out as both a punter and somebody who's going to be sitting there at a stall. To me, it's got the perfect balance of things for sale, things you want to be interested in. It always has good cosplay, doesn't it? It has great cosplay.
I'll be doing mine again.
Are you going to do
You've got
yours?
yourself up there, which leads us on to our new stuff for the next show.
We've got some stuff, haven't we?
We have. I'll be passing them on to you. Right, this first one.
Joe Bailey.
Yep.
And I think this is one of the most sinister movie monsters I've ever seen.
Was it Stephen King one? This?
It was. I believe it was a Stephen King story.
Stephen King story. What was this? Do you know what the story's called?
It's Monkey. The Monkey.
I believe it was called The Monkey.
Was it just called simply Monkey?
I think it was a short story.
Yeah.
Well, the monkey in horror goes back to the monkey's paw, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Was
Monkey's
that Kipling?
Claw.
Was it Rudyard Kipling or something like that?
Was
He
that
wrote-
on Tales and the
It wasn't Tales and the Unexpected
Is
at
that
one
what it
point.
was?
Yeah, you get this. The monkey's paw. You're supposed to have 3 wishes.
That's it.
I won't spoil the story for you, but monkeys can be quite sinister.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, it's Gladiator 2 when they look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to say it. But this monkey, this cute little monkey playing the drum, there's always something sinister about an automaton, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, when you look at this thing, I mean, if you look at its face, there's a manic happiness there
Yeah.
that's crazy. I mean, are we allowed to use the word crazy anymore?
I'm
But
not
that's
sure.
a crazy looking monkey. And I think if you paint that up and stick it on your shelf, that will mean that you don't have many dinner parties.
Yeah.
Because people won't stay, will they?
There
No.
is something about it, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think
Got the key that goes in the back.
There's a key there. There's keys for the back as well. But this is Joe, innit? It's perfect copy.
Monkey, innit?
It's
Safe,
just a
innit?
fantastic. It's an animal in it.
Yeah.
In other words,
Yeah,
it's an animal.
Yeah. I mean, Joe,
Yeah.
we talked about this a while ago, and I kind of it was juggling the two, and he's managed to get the 2 done, which is the Meg, which will show. We won't show it today. We'll show it again. But the Meg you've seen last week and this one. So this is out now. So this one will get its debut next weekend.
Yeah.
There'll be paint ups there. Then after next week, you can pre-order it now, but you won't get anything until the week after the show.
It's
So
just look at them feet. The thing is, monkeys have hands on both their feet and their hands, don't they? And that is a sinister looking foot. There's something kind of weirdly gruesome about that foot there.
well, that's the monkey.
I actually like the movie.
I haven't seen it yet. I need to see it.
It's like imagine Final Destination.
Yeah, the murders are
Reset.
really grim.
Really
aren't they?
grim, but at the same time, there's a kind of a slightly interesting backstory with some logic to it. It's a little bit more psychological. I think with the that type of movie, it's just a kill count thing, isn't it? Whereas with this, it's a kill count, but it's got some story to it, and in a sense, there's a bit of an escape.
Yeah.
Whereas in Final Destination, you're gonna get it, aren't you? Because it's death is chasing you.
Was it directed by Osgood Perkins, who did Long Legs?
Yes, it was.
I believe I might be wrong.
Yeah,
on that.
Long Legs, which was kind of a weird.
I love one of my faves.
You really liked it, didn't you?
loved it, but-
I'm still undecided about Long Legs. It's
I need to watch it.
Paul Willits. There you go.
That's the latest Muppet, guys.
Again, something that terrified me for years.
Muppets.
The Muppets. As a child, there was something about it that absolutely terrified
Is that
me.
Harry the Madman? Is it or something?
Something like that. Look at
He's
that.
got like a box, a detonator. That
Yeah, he's got a detonator, traditional sort of plunger detonator in his hand, and he
Paul's
comes
really
on in
got-
front of everybody, doesn't he? Pushes it up, and everything blows up. I think that's just classic, and it's a very typical Paul Willits because it's made out of white self-hardening clay.
Yeah.
And I always look at the
Smells really
detail.
nice as well.
Yeah. Do you look at the detail he gets with that stuff? I don't know how he does it.
No, I would have no concept.
No, because it's wet, it's slippery. It's like basically, it's like I don't know, it's like an MP.
Long may he live. He's done a few of them now, hasn't he?
And
How many have you got now?
8, I think.
Is it 8?
now.
Yeah.
8 Muppets, and this is the best. I love this.
This is done for. This was suggested by Jason Andrews. Yeah. Jason said, "I hope you're going to do this." So when I spoke to Paul, it jumped to the top of the queue. So there you go, Jace. That's on your shopping list for UKGK or whenever.
I think the idea of this one is quite. In fact, if there is a horror character in the Muppets, it's him, isn't it? When you think about it, because he blows stuff up.
I don't know why it was Swedish Chef.
Oh, he didn't like.
And with the chickens and stuff, I was terrified of it for years.
He chased the chickens with a chopping dinner. He doesn't get away with that now. But you know that's good, because the Muppets, to me, they were all a little bit about what would happen if you stripped away all the civilization of a human being, allegedly, that we have, and what would happen when there was nothing left to restrain us, and you become a Muppet, don't you? Because that's one of my favourite insults, is don't be a Muppet.
It's a great British insult now, isn't it, a Muppet?
So now we're going into the thing that's going to lead me into probably loads of trouble at home. Is this notion of the Evil Dead, which was one of the best horror movies ever made, because for me it's one of the best movies because it was deliberately funny, because I think you can only have gruesome if it's funny. You see what I mean? Gruesome and funny go hand in hand.
Was a really good black comedy of
its time. Black comedy, wasn't it? And Sam Raimi is so physical. Brilliant. He's a physical, and this is Ash from the Evil Dead, and he's got a nice little bass. And it's part of a small series, isn't it?
There's two. This was done by a guy called Steve Peacock a few years ago.
Nice.
For a company called Fantasy Realms. Fantasy Realms decided going forward they didn't want to carry this anymore, or I wanted to carry it, so I bought this off them, and now I produce this one. It's got all the little added extras with it, a chainsaw, a little Book of the Dead. Steve it's probably to date one of Steve's best sculptures. Now he's stopped sculpting and concentrating on his classical dancing.
What?
Yeah, he's doing ballroom dancing now.
Dancing?
Yeah, he's a bit.
Seriously?
He's Steve's going to kill me for this. So if you see Steve at UKGK, ask him to show you his cha-cha-cha.
I did ballroom dancing.
Yeah, I did as well, but you wouldn't
I was forced to go.
Yeah, I was.
And I was the only man there.
Yeah.
And all the women there wanted to dance with me simply because I was the only bloke. And I was the tallest person. And they threw me around.
Yeah.
They threw me around like I was a wet rag.
Yeah, you were abused.
I felt abused. I did. I used to worry about going.
I listen to the music I listen to, Bill, because I'm allergic to dance. So yes, it's not a thing I've ever done or would want to do.
I mean, I didn't. I only did it because I was under duress.
Yeah.
You know, it's something I do under duress, and I couldn't not count when I count. When I'd go 1, 2, 3.
Well,
one,
can
two,
I let you into a
and
little
I had
secret?
to chant. Yeah.
I've got medals for ballroom and disco
Oh, when
dancing.
you were little?
No, I was just left school. I did ballroom dancing.
Yeah, I can see you being light on your feet, mate. I can see that.
I was a ballroom. I did Latin ballroom dancing and disco dancing. Well, when I was young. Not anymore. Look, I've not got a finger now.
No, maybe not.
Anyway, back to Steve. Steve, it was supposed to be Mickey taking a Steve. Steve. If you see Steve, ask him about the cha-cha-cha. That's all.
The cha-cha-cha. I think there's a complex hidden joke in here somewhere, isn't there?
No, because I told him I'd tell everyone about it until he hates it. That's why I'm saying it. So Steve ended up doing that one, and he did this one.
And this is Evil Dead,
this one comes on a what's the typewriter? The little typewriter thing, isn't it? It comes on.
I believe so. Yes.
It's like a little the thing that we call.
Oh, the reels.
The reels.
A reel-to-reel tape.
Yeah,
like an old-fashioned reel-to-reel tape. Comes on a reel-to-reel tape.
What size? What scale are they? About 8, 6.
I think there's about 1/6. If that was on a foot-high figure, I'd be saying 1/6, wouldn't I? It was maybe slightly bigger than a 1/6, but not enough to make it 1/5.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice scale, isn't it? Because you got your action man is a foot tall. So I think this 1/6 for me, if it's a full figure or even a small bust like this, it's an ideal size.
Yeah.
Because a lot of accessories that you buy, like backdrop accessories and like scale accessories, you can buy. I suppose you can actually buy a 1/6 chainsaw on Etsy. Specifically a 1/6 chainsaw. So I imagine there's a bit of a market for chainsaws. In fact, you can buy a pack of 5 off Temu. 1/6 chainsaws. I think if you try and buy a full size one off Temu, it comes as a 1/6. But yeah, all your chainsaw needs are available.
Well, they're a nice pair of little busts, them, aren't they?
Yeah, they're nice.
You've not heard that before, have you?
No, they're nice little busts. I prefer bigger busts myself, but there you go. Yeah.
So they're available, guys. They're sculpted by a guy called Steve Peacock, who, as we've established, is a keen ballroom dancer.
Yes.
So on to the next.
And this is a bit of a theme, isn't it? It's the Evil Dead is our theme this week.
We've done this. We've got Gaz in because he's a big Evil Dead fan.
Yes.
And he's right. So, who's that?
Is that
Henrietta?
This is Henrietta, and this is the witch from the Cellar, isn't it? Yeah. And Henrietta. This is Paul. Andy Copeland, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it Andy Copeland?
Now, if you see the bit there, just read that. That's it. That goes in there, mate.
So what I liked about this in the first place, there's other bits as well, but look, there's the. You see, that freaked me out when I saw that. That when the head came alive on the wall. So you've got the moose head, and you've got the figure, and what we liked about these was the fact that they look like the old Aurora monsters. It's like the Forgotten Prisoner type of setup.
Monster scenes.
Yeah.
Monster scenes. The whole scene is like a monster scene. It's like a really nice 1970s Aurora model kit, and it's about the similar scale as well.
Yeah.
But what I love about that movie is the real time effects, the prosthetics.
Brilliant.
They're rubbery, but scary and all that. I love it. And like it's a great movie. And the second one wasn't a bad movie either. It was a bit of a repeat.
To be honest, yeah, Evil Dead 2 is one of my favourites.
It is.
And I must admit, I love Evil Dead 3. Love it.
You like the Evil Dead 3? I like the concept. Army of Darkness, but I just didn't think it was horrific enough.
It had a fantasy element to it. But I don't know, as a film, as the funny parts in it I thought were amazing as well.
Imagine, the what ifs. A what if concept.
Yes.
The what if concept that Sam Raimi did Lord of the Rings. I mean, come on, that would be like an extended version of Army of the Dead, wouldn't it? Come on, that would be great. And we looked at this one in its early.
No, is
this it? Is this it?
No.
This is the new one. Oh, because it was Evil Dead, the other one, wasn't it? So we've got 3 of these now. So
take them out for you. There you go.
Is there a cellar door? There's a trap door here, isn't there?
Stay away from that trap door.
There's one. There we go.
He's in 2 parts, Bill. So.
Is he in 2 parts? So he's in 2 parts.
We might just have to move him away from the microphone a bit there. There we go.
Yeah, we go. And we've got the door. We've got the cellar door coming up. With who's it coming out? Is it Henrietta coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's just the whole detail in the whole thing. The base is just as detailed as the figures.
I think what I like about this is this. We were talking earlier about the differences between 3D printed stuff and handmade things, and this has got a distinct. I know it's 3D printed, but it's got a distinct handmade quality to the base, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of
detail. There's a lot of detail there. I think you need that with a Sam Raimi movie because everything's built to look almost super real, isn't it? It's like there's a super realness about the whole thing.
Almost
over exaggerated. Yeah. And we were saying that a lot of the Sam Raimi stuff early on, of course. We kind of attribute it to an old-fashioned comic book used to call EC Comics, Tales from the Crypt, stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, and those were really sort of like pulp horror, very gruesome for the time. It was before the Comics Code was introduced. A comic code came in, I think it was the early 60s, and it sanitised a lot of comic books. But early in the 60s, late in the 50s, comic books were really quite outrageous, weren't they? They were always drawn not just for kids, but with an adult in mind. And then obviously Tales from the Crypt went on to become a movie, didn't it? And a series on TV.
I think that's the beauty of the 3D sculpting, that you can actually get the detail in things so small, can't you?
Yes.
You can sculpt it big and then shrink it to whatever size. So
I like the way she's got heads flat at the top, so that the door fits
nicely
on top of her head.
Just to go off what Dave was saying, the legs that you just put back in the box, Dave, with the 3D printing on that has actually allowed every bit of tread to be shown in the shoe, so it shows you the detail you can get.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty. They're
what scale
amazing.
would you say that is?
Slightly smaller than 1/6, is it? Would you say?
No, it's 1/8.
1/8. Yeah, that'd be Aurora scale.
Yeah,
1/8. Yeah, for most of the monsters.
Now, what you're seeing here, guys, is the masters. Unfortunately, these won't be available until after the horror convention, because obviously we're absolutely backs to the wall for that. So after the horror convention, give me and the guys a bit of time, couple of days to calm down, and then we're going to be cleaning and putting these under rubber. So what day is it next weekend? 17, 18?
16th,
16th, 17th, 18th.
Yeah,
Friday,
so
16th, isn't it?
yeah.
I hope
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
'cause that's when I booked.
Yeah, so what we will be doing as soon as we get back from our convention, these are the things that we'll be concentrating on, getting all these things. We did, which takes us on to nicely onto our next piece.
Yeah, staying with the Evil Dead theme, I've been at work myself these last couple of weeks, and if you've been on my Facebook, you've probably seen a bit of this, because I was quite pleased. It seems to be going quite nicely. These are the originals. These are even pre-production at all. So basically, we started off, obviously we've got Book of the Dead there. It's a nice Book of the Dead. And if you want to know how that's made, it's made out of MDF, it's made out of polymer clay, Sculpting. And it's also got a little bit of, what do they call it? The resins, the two-part stuff, what's it called? Milliput. So it's a combo. I work in a kind of very sort of like layered way. So it's MDF and it's Milliput, but there you go. There's a lot of detail. That's a Book of the Dead. That's based on the movie Book of the Dead. Not quite finished, as you can see. The back needs detail, but it's quite chunky. It's probably the actual size.
How big is the book?
Yeah, about actual size, is it? Slightly smaller, slightly bigger.
It wouldn't be far off.
Wouldn't be far off. It's not far off. So this is the next bit. This is the bit that holds the book, and as you can see, I've produced a hand. As you can see, there's the model. Hi. So if anybody says, "Are you a hand model?" I'm a hand model. But there you go. So this is the back of it, and then this is based on the poster. Probably you can see the skeletal understructure of the hand there, and you can see that I've pretty much exaggerated. Got some nice almost wooden fingernails there, because obviously we've got to cast this.
Yeah.
So I've left the fingernails quite chunky. It's got a lot of detail on that. I haven't quite finished the base, and you can see there, for you people out there that want to know how it's done, you can see there's the Sculpey on the top, which is polymer clay. Fire it in the oven, and you can see here, which is the silver foil. The silver foil and wire make the armature.
Yeah.
Because silver foil, you can cook it and it doesn't get bigger or smaller, so it stays the same size when you heat it up. Because if you use a metal armature, sometimes if it's a pure metal armature, it expands in the oven, it cracks the clay off. So that's why we use pretty much that. Plus, I'm a cheapskate. What can I say? So the more I can make out of silver foil, the less clay I have to say. And you know what? When I first started using Sculpey, it was £10 a block. I always used to think that was top price. It's now over £20 a kilo.
Wow.
So so if you buy a block, you're talking average 22 quid for a block. Now I'm thinking, in fact, I'm thinking of going to Monster Clay, because Monster Clay is £30 a kilo, and you can reuse it. Yeah. So I'm actually thinking maybe I need to man up a bit and do some Monster Clay.
Yeah.
It seems to be the go-to for a lot of people.
Yeah, it does do. Yeah. And of course there's the base, because there's the base. It goes on the base here. You can see the hand sticks on the base. And I'm one of these people that think the base has got to be as interesting as the actual kit itself. So we've got some beautiful Day of the Dead skulls there around the base, coming out of like what looks like a bit of a swamp. And you can see the wrinkly wrist on top there.
I think it's really important to get that detail on the base when you know.
Yeah.
Because going back to the previous kit as well, Bill, the house itself was as much of a character in Evil Dead.
Yeah, that's right.
As
the setting's the actual
Bruce
thing, isn't it?
Everybody else in it. So
because that's what gives you that initial sinister kind of feel when they arrive at the house in the first place.
And the book and all the parts to it are equally
so
important.
I've kind of really enjoyed this. Making it's been loads of fun, because it's been a while since I've actually done any human being bits of any human being at all. Normally it's animals I do, but that's been really, really top fun doing that. And that we're going to cast that up, and hopefully by UKGK show, it should probably be available, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously it's me, so I'm thinking of doing a little coloured sheet with it and a bit of a comic book maybe, because well I can, so why not? So there you go. So I'm going to take that home and I'm going to finish that. Obviously we've got some detail to put on it, some lettering, because I know people like a bit of lettering. I've had some suggestions for that today, so I know where I'm going with that. So that's my contribution for the week. And this one, I'd just like to show these things when they're actually painted up. And this is the tall man from Fantasm, and
Rachel's painted that.
Painted that up. Look at that. Look at the face. It's weirdly realistic. Who was the sculptor?
Jeff Yeager.
So this is the Jeff Yeager.
The Jeff Yeager.
This is by the Jeff Yeager, not just any old Jeff Yeager, but the original and the best.
Originally I bought this off Tony at Rebel Resin, and when we got the master, all we got was the head.
Yeah.
So what I had to do is we had to clean the head up and resculpt the body and the base. Dan Harvey sculpted that kindly for us. So it's predominantly Jeff Yeager. Majority of it's Jeff. So it's a Jeff. That's now available, guys. There'll be painted up ones away at Oricon next weekend, but it's been available. Fresh new mould. It was very popular when we first got it. So that one's nice. She's done a good job of that, hasn't she?
What would you think about Phantasm? Are you into that?
Back in the day, is it mid-80s?
Yeah, it must be mid-80s, yeah.
I watched it, and again, it was always an okay film. I was never a big fan.
No.
I'm just trying to remember, was the actor's name or the name of the character? Was it Angus Scrimm?
That's him.
Angus Scrimm, yeah.
That's him. Right, yeah. Rings a bell. Yeah, so. I was never blown away with Phantasm. But again, I used to watch a lot of films a lot of horror films in the 80s.
It was a lot of horror, wasn't it? It was a horror film, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was,
the stuff I've seen since then, probably on Talking Pictures and think, I remember this. I think what was on the other day was a real what most people think was a classic. It was a film called The Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, which actually was filmed in England, but I don't think the people in it were English, were they? I think were they Spanish
or was it Italian?
Italian.
It was Italian. I'm not sure, but yeah, Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. If I remember rightly, wasn't that one that got on the Nasties list?
It used to be on the video Nasties list, but I watched it and I think it must have been the uncut version, but I can't imagine why it was on a video Nasties list.
I've watched it since and thought, how the heck?
How was But it is filmed up north, isn't it?
It was filmed. I might be wrong. I think part of it was filmed in Derbyshire.
Yeah, it did look like Derbyshire.
I might be wrong on that. So.
No, I think you're right. It looked like Derbyshire. It looked like when I first of all went to Manchester, I thought it might be Glossop or someplace like that. But it is further out, isn't it?
I'll look into that. But I think it was. Yeah. I think part of it was.
It's the Peak District, isn't it?
Certainly.
It's the Peak District. Now this is
my hometown.
What Derby?
Bakewell.
Bakewell. I like Bakewell. It's a confectionery capital of the world, isn't it? When it comes to a Bakewell pie. Was it no Bakewell?
Now the only thing that comes from Bakewell is Bakewell pudding.
Bakewell pudding. Sorry, I apologise.
The only place you can get it in the country as well is the Bakewell pudding.
But that's the original, isn't it? Bakewell pudding shop.
Yeah.
And it's Bakewell pudding, which is nothing like a Bakewell tart.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing like it. Delicious in its own way, but less fancy.
You can only buy them from the one shop, the Bakewell pudding shop.
And was that like on the main street, like on a square?
Right in the square.
Yeah.
And it was a mistake when it was made.
Oh, what were they trying to make?
I'm not sure what they were trying to make, but I know it didn't turn out as they expected. But has formed this kind of legend that is the Bakewell pudding.
I mean, when you go up there and you look at one, they don't look like much, but when you actually bite into it, you think, wow,
nice.
It's pretty impressive, especially when they're just straight out. And there's a bit of warmth to them, the pastry's still warm and slightly oily. Yeah, it's nice.
And that all came from the Living Dead at Manchester Morgue.
And that all came from the Living Dead at Manchester Morgue. I bet those actors were up there going, when they got back to Italy, going, yeah, England was great, but the puddings were better. So here we've got Pumpkinhead, and we saw this partly painted last week.
Yes,
Darren Kent, one of my favourites. He's on a roll at the moment. He's like a slice of bacon. Yeah, let's keep the metaphors coming. So look at that, Rachel.
Again,
hand painted and airbrushed over the top.
Yeah.
When kids paint people, they paint skin pink, but skin's all sorts of colours. There's greens, there's blues, there's the veins under the skin and the blood going through the skin and the light reflecting off it. I'd say this actually looks a little bit more realistic than the actual costume. And the way she's done the eyes with pearlescent paint, the eyes are fantastic. They are really scary. Look at that. It's beautiful. The bit I like about this as well, the base, once again, the base is as interesting as the sculpture. And look at this little baby pumpkin head. It's kind of cute, isn't it?
Who was that guy? Was that the guy that his son, was it his son originally, or was it him?
I'm looking at it thinking, I might
think back now.
Would I cuddle it?
Yeah.
Would I cuddle it?
Because there was Pumpkinhead, and then there was a sequel. Was it called Blood Wings?
Something like that. Yeah. Didn't it grow? Didn't it metamorphosize
with wings?
Wings. Yeah.
I think what happened in the end of this film is he didn't he die because whatever happened to Lance Erickson happened to the Pumpkinhead, didn't it?
That did, yeah.
I think is that him or is it his son?
It could well be. I need to rewatch this.
I think
again.
that might be. I think that might be Lance Erickson, because in the end, doesn't she bury him in the ground? And I think part of the curse is he has to dig it up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
On top of that mound. So I think that might be Lance Erickson.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to get told otherwise.
We will get informed about the real reasons behind these things.
It has been a while.
All I'm thinking of is that's a pretty amazing kit.
Yeah, it's
and the scale, it's a great scale as well. It's a real good.
You're a monster guy, aren't you? You love
that, I mean,
yeah, because you specialise in this sort of stuff, don't you? You like your monster.
The monster things is my thing through and through, and that's the scale of that is stunning. It's what is it, third?
Possibly, it's a big old beast.
It's a third. It's a big beast, isn't it? I'd say it's a third. But if Pumpkinhead's massive, it could be a quarter scale.
Yeah.
Because he was big.
Maybe so. Maybe
it's a quarter scale. If it was a human figure, it'd be 1/3. If it's bigger than.
But again, the base is just makes it as well.
Amazing. The base is just incredible. Look at that. I love it.
Might be one for the list. That one.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, there's your reviews and your sneaky previews.
Yeah.
So we're working up to next weekend, guys. So any lingering Stan Winstons and King Kong after that, your priority, guys. Once that show's out of the way, then we can concentrate on catching up. We're back to full force now, so we should be marching on. We've just got loads and loads and loads of stuff to catch up with, new projects. There's the resin from the resin crypt stuff, and we've recently acquired another deal, which you're going to hear first on here from a gentleman overseas. He's got some amazing stuff, and we've secured the rights to do them. They are fantastic. I'll as soon as I know exactly what the deal is, I'll put it out there to you. But it means that American stuff over in the UK will be cheaper. But there's some amazing stuff. We had a couple of pieces before, and they sold out straight away. So the gentleman's given us permission to do the stuff over in the UK to avoid them nasty postal charges. So
and of course
import duties,
which have been vicious for years.
Yeah. So we have signed another deal, or we're that close to getting it done with a lovely gentleman, and we've got the resin crypt stuff that'll be at UKGK, and we've got this other stuff. Soon as I've definitely done it, which I'm sure will be in the next few days, I'll let you know probably on the next video what they are. So there's lots of exciting stuff. We are going to be after the horror convention concentrating on our show in September, so we will be promoting individual dealers. We're going to get Gaz on at a later date to talk on the experiences and what stuff he likes and what he likes, because you guys seem to like the dynamics on the video last time. So we have got plenty of stuff going on. It's just we're gearing up for the show next weekend, and we hope to see you all there.
Yeah.
Obviously,
if you see us and you just come and say hello. Don't worry, I'm easy to approach.
Yeah, and the weather's turning nice now, guys. So enjoy the nice weather and take it easy.
Yeah, I'd wear a t-shirt next weekend. Wear layers, because when you get in
he's
there,
cosplaying.
I'm going to be warm.
He's cosplaying.
But I'm not doing it all day again, because last time it was like empty your costume out at half time. It was so warm.
Bring it out, lads. Bring it out.
So, yeah.
Right, I'm not going to be. Well, I am. I'm going to be cosplaying as a middle-aged man. Because I do it really well.
Yeah. We should be there. It should be a good show. All the Hellraisers are there. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then it should be calm, and then we'll concentrate on pushing all the orders through, getting ourselves gearing up for UKGK. Fingers crossed, we'll be keeping you updated on stuff. We will do more promotional stuff and more theme stuff. We've got a 60s sci-fi.
With Mike.
But I want to do. You guys seem to like the feedback I'm getting from the pages that you like the nostalgic look at it, which is what we got when Gaz was here. Not saying he's an old dude, but he's old enough. But we do like. It's nice to get a balanced thing. So we will be doing that, guys. So if you like the channel, subscribe to the channel and put your comments in below. Take care of each other, guys. Like I say, look after. I've been Dave.
I've been Bill.
I've been Gaz, and look after yourselves.
Yeah, take care. We'll see you on the next one, guys.
See you soon.
Take care.